We continue with the ministry of the word as we invite Philia Haynes and Natalie Peart to read the psalm from Psalm 90, after which we'll have the epistle from Revelation 21, 1-7, and that will be read by Grace Banks Brown, an adopted daughter.
Good afternoon, everyone. The psalm is taken from Psalm 90, 1 to the end. O Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations.
Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God.
You turn us back to dust and say, turn back, you mortals.
For 1,000 years in your sight are like yesterday when it is past, or like a watch in the night.
You sweep them away. They are like a dream, like grass that is renewed in the morning.
In the morning it flourishes and is renewed. In the evening it fades and withers.
For we are consumed by your anger, by your wrath we are overwhelmed.
You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your countenance.
For all our days pass away under your wrath, our years come to an end like a sigh.
The days of our life are 70 years and perhaps 80, if we are strong. Even then, their span is only toil and trouble. They are soon gone, and we fly away.
Who considers the power of your anger? Your wrath is as great as the fear that is due to you.
So teach us to count our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom.
Turn, O Lord, how long? Have compassion on your servants.
Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, so that we may rejoice and be glad all our days.
Make us glad for
Rejoice and be glad all our days.
Make us glad for as many days as you have afflicted us, and for as is the word of the Lord. Good afternoon. Our second lesson is taken from Revelations chapter 21, verses 1-7. The new heaven and the new earth. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven was the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned her husband. And I heard a loud cry from the throne saying, See the home, God is among mortals. He will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. Death will be no more. Mourning and crying and pain will be no more. For the first things have passed away. And the one who's seated on the throne said, See, I am making all things new. Also, he said, Write this, for those words are trustworthy and true. Then he said to me, It is done. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty, I will give water as a gift, and from the spring of the water of life. Those who conquer will inherit these things, and I will be their God, and they will be my children. Thanks be to God.
Now invite Sandria and Julia to share with us the remembrance.
Remembrance for the late Hyacinth Wong. Hyacinth Wong, nee Crawford, affectionately called Cherry and Miss Cherry, was born on January 6, 1942, to Eustace and Frederica Crawford at Garden Hall in the parish of St. Anne. She was the eighth of her parents' 9 children, all of whom predeceased her.
She grew up in the community with her siblings and extended family and received her educational foundation at the Charlton Primary School. As children, we remember her stories about her upbringing, mostly about her mother, Sis, who apparently was a stern disciplinarian and ensured that her girls could cook, wash, and clean to the highest standard. For example, they were required to wash their father's underwear, then popularly made of flour bags. If this was not done to her satisfaction, she would rub them in the red dirt and hand them back for the task to be done again.
She also told us how her father was very particular about his coffee and would dismiss anything not made to his standard by stating that it tasted like Jephisa's piss. She would also tell us that in the evenings, the children would gather on the barbecue and enjoy themselves. The boys would get up to mischief like stealing their father's tobacco, and they would all smoke it. Of course, Sis caught them from time to time, and interestingly, she shared that the girls would get a beating, but not the boys.
Her sojourn in St. Anne ended in the early 1960s when she journeyed to Montego Bay in St. James, hoping to build a better life and secure new opportunities. There, she was warmly welcomed into the Glendevon home of Mr. and Mrs. Duncan, who came to be fondly known to us as Uncle Duncan and Aunt Alice.
After settling into her new surroundings in Montego Bay, she subsequently moved to Treewater Lane and lived there for a period of time. She also secured a job at Kelly's Super Service, a supermarket and wholesale located at Lawrence Lane, Montego Bay. This was where she met Kenneth Wong, the man who would become her husband on June 13, 1971. In time, they established their permanent home in Anchovy St. James, and this is where they raised the 4 children of their union, Julia, Sandria, Audrey, and Henry.
In her lifetime, our mother would never have been described as a famous or outstanding person. But to us and the many persons whose lives she touched in so many little ways, she was truly exceptional. To us, our mother was firstly a devoted wife and mother. In her, our father found the wife who best suited and complemented him. For those persons who knew him, Corian, as he was popularly called, was a kind and considerate person who was always willing to lend a helping hand to persons he knew were in need. My mother also shared these same characteristics, but at the same time, she provided balance, ensuring as far as she could that no one took advantage of him.
She was also a supportive partner who always looked after her husband's needs. We remember that irrespective of the time that our father returned home in the evening, she would immediately ensure that she prepared and gave him his dinner. Even when they began to work that she prepared and gave him his dinner. Even when they began to work that she prepared and gave him his dinner. Even when they began to work that she prepared and gave him his dinner. Even when they began to work that she prepared and gave him